last week, while I was at a party, I met some people and they wanted to go FPV flying for the first time. And since I love making things, I thought, well, I'm going to have to make a new quad for this first time flying. So that's what I've done. So I decided to add in everything that I had learned over the last 6 years of FPV flying and last 3 years of mini flying to make my style of ultimate quad. So I started off many years ago with, this is part of it, this is the mini Whaka, and the mini Whaka was made out of coroplast, plastic, stuck it together, and what I wanted to take out from this design was that it was tight, it was, clean, it protected everything, nice and away with the plastic. I loved that. So, and then there was this copter here that I've flown. Oops, you can't see it. I'll move that up. Down. So then there's this copter here that I flew, and these are great. Only problem is flex. Don't like the flex. It makes the camera shake, but easy to repair. And that was the great thing about these frames. You crash, you can repair them. A little bit fiddly in here, but overall easy to repair, and that's the best thing about these frames. Anything else? Didn't like it. Then I made this frame. This is my son's. It's the only one that's still flying of them. Incredibly stiff, awesomely. So when you're flying, it's smooth. The tubes, there's no bounce, no nothing. Flies really well. The only downside of this one is if you crash and you break something like I do, it's a bitch to repair. I put everything in there, so if one thing breaks, you've got to take it all apart, and that is a pain for a 5-inch. I have a hexacopter with a gimbal. It's just magical, but with this style, no, not so much. So this was my one. I took all the stuff off and decided to make one that had the principles of all these that I liked. Basically, I can fly it and crash it and fix it. So I came up with this. This is my latest. It's one piece of carbon. Well, it's one frame carbon, but to make it so I can actually get it and fix it quick, because this is, the thing about half these things. This is 4.5 millimeters of carbon, but I got 1.5 and layered it 3 times and then mashed it together and glued it together. Yeah, it's not as strong as 4.5 straight, but it's strong enough anyway, and it holds that flex, no flex, because you got that one piece, you don't have those bolts. So I got that in there. So this is what I wanted. Other things that I wanted to cure were some of the things that I have mistakes when I was flying this one here, namely battery on top. Even though when I have this battery on top, this one, the weight is perfectly balanced. Perfectly balanced off here. The problem was, here's the battery. At times the prop would hit the battery lead, and that just pisses me off. And at other times when you crash, this would bend and that would get chopped. So I'd get a little bit of chopping of antenna by the battery. And I only fly over grass anyway, so I decided with the next one to stop that. So here we have the antenna for the flight come out the bottom and the front, and they actually lean forward when you've actually got it flying forward. I can see it flying forward. They actually come out the bottom. So, and they're actually partly protected by the battery. So the battery comes out there and they're partly protected. So this is another way of putting it. This antenna is just up here. Now everything I have is easy. I made so it was easy to be fixed. Like if the frame breaks, I know I can buy 1.5 off the internet in a day, right away. I even know the place I can get it. It'll be here in 2 days, and I just got luckily one of these machines, so I can cut it out whenever I want. So I can get the frame. All the electronics can just clip off and clip on to another. So this is the great thing I wanted about this. The problem with if you broke one of these, you can repair it, but if you broke the frame, you've got to unsolder stuff. With this one here, if I broke the frame, I don't have to unsolder a damn thing. If I break an ESC, I can just fix that ESC. If I break anything else, I'll show you in a minute. I'll open it up. So, yeah. So I've got that. I made sure where the motor bearing goes in. On the other side, it's got the hole, but there's no dirt getting to the bearing because I blocked that as well. So that's all that. And to open it up, I'll show you what it looks like inside. If I find my pliers, here we go. I zip tied it all. This is a vacuumed top. Painted. Had some fun painting, of course. And underneath, oh, it's got to take the antenna off. Here's my little homemade antennas. My other antennas. I decided to put that there on, not just feed it from the device, basically so I can change antennas. This is a short course antenna, and this is a longer antenna, and basically the reason is short when I'm flying through tight gates, when I'm racing, and long when I'm just flying longer distance so I don't get the reflection off the props. It just flies better that way. To undo it, I'm going to pop this out. This is everything underneath. It's nice and compact. I've got a carbon fibre little mounting frame here, and this is held in just by friction. When the case is on, it can't move. It doesn't actually move anyway. To pull it out, I just pull it with my fingers, and that allows me to get to what I've got underneath here. And under here I've got a distribution board with 5 volt and 12 volt. The 5 volt has 3 amp, the 12 volt has 2 amp, so I can light up LEDs and everything. Other than that, this one here is my my flight control, which is a Cyclone, which has a built-in 5 volt as well. So I power my 5 volt from my distribution board powers my video and my VTX and my OSD. So I've got a little OSD just down here so that I can change the settings while I'm flying, so it makes it nice and easy. This is held down by rubber band looms, so nice and easy to find because my son has lots of loom rubber bands. So it holds them down. I can unplug it when I need to do testing, so that's nice and easy, and it's really, really tight. The frame in total was 79 grams. That's with this here painted, that thing, and this thing here. So overall, it makes it a really light quad. If I want to put an HD camera, I can actually lay it on here. Can't show you filming with it. So that's my latest little one. So far, the Maiden is a hover. It hovers, so in other words, it flies. How will it fly? That's my ability. And as you can see, this one I stopped flying because I keep crashing it. This one I stopped flying because I broke something because I crashed it. I flew my son's and crashed it. So my flying ability is, I haven't got a name for this, the flying crasher. I don't know. So I built it so I can repair it and crash it. And it flies really well. KISS ESCs, F3 board, it's fast. Oh yeah, and 4S, of course.